So the plan is to just really mess up Owl, huh?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. Owl and Yue.
Yeah, that's the play here because you don't really see Hayabusas get picked up against Fredrins often for a good reason.
Yeah, unless your plan is to not get into him at all.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like,
nope. Hey, yo, I heard Fredrin was in the jungle. I'm not going to the jungle,
I'm not going
man.
there. I'm in the gold lane. I'm in the mid lane. I'm getting kills.
Especially in the early game with the Hayabusa, this really entails a question for us three right now on the desk on how will this work.
It's like it's not exactly like a Selena and Cho.
Nope.
But the Leslie and Hayabusa you do think of as just like kills.
That's right.
It's
Yes.
just kills.
Right, straight up. But again, there's the whole dynamic of see value in me. Yamete.
Yeah,
Right? It's like, no, I don't want that. Like,
I've never heard that voice line.
between Fredrin and Hayabusa don't want none.
Yeah, no one. You're not gonna go anywhere near the
Not
jungle.
at all.
No.
One little taunt, one little knock-up will mess up the Hayabusa.
You are down.
Can't escape with a shadow kill. So that's one way to put it in a voiceover. Thank you so much, Lane, for doing that.
Yeah, no, because again, Hayabusa has been changed to speak Japanese now, right? Most skins will speak Japanese. And look at this, Mpl-Ph starting up strong. This is how game one looked like. Game one looked like mid-aggression for Mpl-Ph.
Yeah. Split and kill. Mid-aggression, split and kill. That's Mpl-Ph again. It's like they've taken the core, one of the core ideas of their draft of game number 2 and just adjusted it a little bit for game number 3.
Okay, so we see how they could evolve from game number 1. So let's see how will they make it through this. Because early game pokes, BUAT.
But man, he's struggling. He's struggling right now. His jungle's getting invaded. And
This is exactly the voice lines. This is what's happening. He's like, Wise knows he is the alpha in the situation.
see value in me? Yeah, man.
Right?
I gotta change the language settings in my game.
Yeah, I will too. Like after this match, I would. So now for this time, so we see how Mpl-Ph rotates in 3 and aiding a BUAT because we thought about, oh, look at this.
Oh, Goyong in trouble. Forced to use the flicker. There's the pull. Yue gets the kill. This early on. Plans not going as planned for Mpl-Ph.
Yeah, that was a miscalculation by Mpl-Ph. They had the info that the members of Blacklist were coming to the mid lane, that they were still got out of position, a little bit too out of under turret. How and why did that happen is this question that'll be stuck in my head for a while now.
This might not be a good time to over or underestimate the possibilities of hesitating on who's going to strike first. Because if you're in the early game danger, Mpl-Ph, they might want to respect it.
Oh, up top. This seems to be part of the plan, right? We talked about how much pressure Mpl-Ph would be putting on Owl, but just the same, they traded the opportunity to do that for a turtle, putting Blacklist ahead by about 400, 500 gold, 2 minutes, 30 seconds in.
Yeah, that Leslie has a really quick power spike. Don't underestimate it!
In comes Ding, stunning Yue. He gets away, though, spending his flicker.
I'm waiting to see the big team fights. If Mpl-Ph will actually be able to handle the 1-1. 1-1 glowing this season. Of course, top banned hero in MPL Philippines Season 11. And the times we've seen her, she doesn't have a perfect record, but it's almost there.
Depends on who has it, whose player has it. And because you're talking about how Leslie could have a good power spike early game, maybe that's one thing. Because we were talking about, we might see Mpl-Ph aiding the gold lane now. It seems like the con here is being with BUAT most of the time that Blacklist could take advantage of.
Yeah, we aren't seeing a lot of ganks just yet, though.
There's a Mystic Field set in. Brusco and Goyong pushing away Wise. I wonder if they saw V. This is a great angle for the pull. Here comes Wise with the knock-up and the taunt. V threatening a pull. Brusco stands his ground.
Okay, so the Mystic Field has been coming up big right now for Blacklist International, especially Yue. The sequence earlier where they landed that first kill. Mpl-Ph were caught out by a Mystic Field. There's a good rotation by Blacklist up top, 3 versus 2. But with the turtle close to spawning and Owl having to go back, they go downwards.
Oh no, BUAT gets caught out. The Queen and the King forces out a shadow from BUAT. He's not making the most of this Master Assassin emblem. It's so hard to be BUAT right now.
Yeah, high and dry right now. You would be rocking if somebody's alone in the camp of Blacklist. But as rotating in 3 and 2, that makes you a bit of a problem to deal with your damage. So now pressure's on top lane. Owl has been receiving good pokes. Yep. The Leslie.
Oh, here comes BUAT. Pull in the shadow kill on the Owl. Oh, quad shadow out. Mission unsuccessful for this Hayabusa.
Yeah, that's the game plan here. And knowing that they do have a Fredrin jungle, Blacklist send Wise alone, and that he'll have advantage there. Let's see if BUAT will be able to get there in time, because Wise and Edward might be able to secure their second turtle of the game for Blacklist.
Oh, in comes a Brusco, serving up the kill. Wise does get the turtle, but Owl goes down. I wonder if next Evos can capitalize. V very low, does not have a cult altar. Here comes Edward from the side. An angle found. Split, grab. Brusco gets a pass. Yue blasting him. Puts up a wall. No Mystic Field just yet. Oh, there's a Dawning Light thrown down bottom, trying to clear that wave away from Ding. Next Evos owning the lower half of the map.
Talking about gold lane pressure and advantage, that's just next play Evos. Leslie, you're right, Redmar. It's this power spike that we're dealing about with Doming.
Yeah, once he gets that Berserker's Fury, it is on for a Leslie. And right now, Edward gets caught out.
Here we go. He still wants more. Here comes Wise and the taunt, forcing out a shadow kill from BUAT. Deals a lot of damage, but not quite enough to force back Blacklist International. Oh, because of this, next play Evos able to get, what, a 700 gold lead? Ding still alive? Wise and Edward get their man. Down goes Ding.
What a pull.
Meanwhile, here up top is a 3 versus 2.
Oh, Doming just wailing away at this top lane, tier 1. No one home. The pull from Oh My Venus, not gonna happen. Just like that, next play Evos making moves. They've pushed 2 tier 1s.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're going for, the advantage, is the push. Yeah. Because in terms of team fights right now, they're giving way for BUAT to cross the bridge.
Yeah, the perfect condition for next play Evos was if they also got turtles, but we did mention earlier that we might not see contests from next play Evos, considering it's a Hayabusa versus Fredrin. So this is the next best condition for next play Evos. Win the side lanes, and they did just that. They built a good lead for their marksman. Domeng is too painful right now for Al to handle.
Pop in the shadow kill. So far, it's working out for BUAT despite picking a Hayabusa into a Fredrin. Down bottom, Ding gets grabbed right into the clutches of Yue and Wise. Not very long for the world. This Arlott still vengeancing on throughout, surviving for 2 seconds more. That Appraiser's Wrath taking down Ding. And now up top, it's Owl taking hits from Doming. V blocks that last shot. And they're taking their time. Look at that bush. There's a lot in there. It's Brusco and BUAT. They know V is recalling back. They give over that last turtle. BUAT and Doming just keeping up the farm.
I really thought next play Evos would force the issue there up top, knowing that Edward and Wise were securing the turtle together. I'd like to see next play Evos, if they really want to win this game, they need to be more assertive. And if they have the information, if it's only Owl and Oh My Venus in lane, maybe Yue nearby, but you already have Yue at check, you know Edward and Wise are far, they have enough room to try and blow out all their ultimates, try to get a pick off, maybe convert into a turret. If not, then they back off.
Okay. Maybe right now they're trying to hesitate on some points if they can actually have an advantage on damage. And just Blacklist capitalizing on these mistakes is working well on trapping them in tight corners just like this and contesting objectives, because the next Evos didn't have any turtle off this game and probably investing on damage for Doming and Ding as well.
Yeah, and then I guess in the grander scheme of things, that means BUAT will play cleanup. BUAT will essentially finish off those that Doming put down very low. And so far, I'm on board. I think that works.
Yeah.
It checks out.
They just shouldn't hesitate with pulling the trigger on that. They can. The game isn't so far that Blacklist will be able to sustain through a lot of things. If they decide to pull that play, they can. It's a sure 1 or 2 kills for next play Evos. They just really shouldn't hesitate to do that.
Oh,
it sort of feels like they're also overthinking that they're up against a Faramis. That's why they're so cautious.
That too.
Well, instead of being cautious heading into mid game, if you're a Faramis, that is the best way of enjoying your ultimates and region for your team. Is that a way of becoming a bomb again?
Oh
my look at that!
Doming in the middle of 3. Oh My Venus threatening the pull. The Queen will not take down the head of state of Doming Nation. Turtle spawns. Rather Lord now. That's how slow-paced the early game has been for this game 3. They're jockeying for position. Abunjing sent down bottom.
I wish I was Doming sometimes, head of state, founder, and namesake of a whole nation.
Doming Nation.
Doming Nation. Look at that already. Twilight Armors, because they're up against a Leslie for Edward and Wise.
Great way to balance the defense here from then on. Next Evos would really want to have this first Lord on their hands. A reset just happened.
Oh!
They're trying on Edward.
Edward put out about 2/3 of his health. He's going to be okay. Sustain a lot of that. Why? He's going to go for the pull. Venus, just the same. Brusco, very low. Forced to use the flicker. And the grab. Numenon Blast! Cancelled out. An early cult altar. Goyong still alive. Oh, Owl takes to the skies. Yue deals a lot of damage. Taking down Ding. And now Wise got his eyes on Goyong up top. Doming. It's Edward on him. Can Goyong survive? Wise with the taunt! And there's the grab, there's the knockup! Yet he still survives! Edward gets to come in! And the pass! But Doming going to finish the job. Trades left and right, bodies at the floor. And all this while, Blacklist happy to take this major objective to go for the Lord.
Next play, Evos caught with their pants down. The Lord on to Blacklist. Those are not the engagements you want. But we are now at that point where most likely those are the engagements that next play Evos are gonna get. The window that they've built themselves for early to mid domination, fast scaling has now closed. This time in the game now leans towards Blacklist's lineup.
This is their time now to strike if we were next play, because at some point the setups on how Oh My Venus is dealing with the Shadow Stampede is also a game changer for Blacklist to have or to take an advantage of. They haven't got, or next play Evos haven't got one important member down from those team fights. And that is keeping Wise alive and getting those objectives.
And Francis, that's what makes this such a paradox. It's such a weird situation to see your team down on kills, ahead of major objectives, yet you're rocking a Leslie, a Hayabusa, and a Valentina. You're supposed to be winning these engages. You're supposed to be turning kills into objectives. You're supposed to be converting, but they seem to be taking objectives first.
Yeah. Again, it's one of the traits of next play Evos that has not gone well for them is that sometimes they're overly cautious. That's what we're getting. But this is a good call by BUAT to open up the map this way. And with how it's going, it's not that big a lead for Blacklist, but it's going to be a slightly similar story to game number 1, where you'll just see next play Evos try to open the map and play guerrilla warfare elsewhere. They need to make the most out of their Leslie, though. There's a lot of damage. If they can get a pick off, start a skirmish that's either 3v3, 4v3 if they can, then back off. Those are their best plays. Full 5v5s, a little bit too difficult.
Oh, Ding comes in, false engage there. 3 members of next play Evos catch the face full of dawning light. Something else to note, throughout this 12-minute game, Yue has been left untouched. This is something dangerous that next people should note. Now Edward catches one. There's the knockup. Brusco setting up a Numenon Blast. No one home. The grab, the pass. Ding! Saved by the Cult Altar. Owl Airlines is taken off. And here's the Cult Altar of their own. Blacks International. Another dawning light coming in from Yue.
That was a complete setup from next play Evos. And Yue, or Brusco rather, had the flicker to advance that Numenon Blast.
Yeah, he didn't commit it. He didn't know if the other members of Blacklist would be within range. There's the Hayabusa going. Just sent them back. Look at that dawning light.
Half HP. Ow.
Oh, my goodness.
And that last shadow was where BUAT went, and that's where Yue threw it too.
Yeah.
Talking about anticipation.
He knew.
Lined him up.
Lined it up perfectly. Who's going to get this purple buff? BUAT will need it for his Haya.
Grand Theft Purple, the attempt, and
oh, he goes to Wise. Successful
right in their
GTP.
face.
Oh no, this is not looking good, man. For this side of next play Evos on having the advantage in this point, they're hesitating again.
Wise is guilty. 1 count of GTP.
Oh no.
We're also seeing though one of the hopes for next play Evos is the timing of Brusco's bulwarks have actually nullified a good amount of damage that Owl could have potentially brought out. So there's that assignment kicked in. But again, this is, we mentioned it earlier, this is the window of Blacklist that they will shine in, and that it will be difficult for next play Evos to fight around. It will take an incredibly smart initiation or counterpunch.
BUAT forced use.
Flicker.
The shadow kill, but then they get caught out. There's a stun, saving him for just a while longer. But down goes Goyong. He gets taken down, ran through, trampled by Blacklist International. Check bottom though. Doming. Is he gonna get caught out by Agent Zero? The answer is no. He gets away with it. But all this while, Nxpe Evos have been delaying the inevitable. Blacklist have had their eyes on this Luminous Lord. About 2 minutes since.
Was that worth it? I mean, that was a good setup that Doming or Bruce was aiming for, and they have a different plan.
We'll find out if Blacklist gets this Lord. We'll find out mere moments away. Brusco gets boxed out of this major objective. Again, the dawning lights alone are enough to throw off Nxpe Evos. Blacklist scores a Luminous.
In their time, in their window, Blacklist comfortable. We were talking about how that Savior could be just eating up a lot of damage from Nxpe Evos early on, but because Nxpe couldn't find Yue and deliver early kills onto him, Yue is happy right now with how things are going for Blacklist, freely tossing out Dawning Lights and Mystic Fields.
Man, Mr. Consistent, no deaths. 2-0-4 Yue on the Savior, rocking with a new skin. Now Ultimate Snipe, trying to get vision, not enough for the damage.
2,400 gold difference between Edward and Ding. Ding has had a difficult time this game, and Blacklist even very familiar with where Boyd will want to position himself.
Dude.
Had to sidestep that.
Yue on the total damage, ranking 1.
I get now the comparison between Yue and Haji. Haji plays the Savior very similarly.
Yeah.
He knows exactly where to throw the ult. Now bottom. This is dangerous. Nxpe Evos still have the Lord. Oh, it's gonna just barely miss the crash into that lower half, the bottom lane inhibitor. Here comes a shadow kill coming in from Boya, trying to save this tier 2 in mid. No dice. And just like that, Blacklist still marching on through. The Mystic Field stops Boyet from coming in through. Brusco gets caught out. Blacklist slowly but surely, methodically pushing in.
Bruce can find an angle more and more so as Blacklist covers a lot of entrances from their base. Oh! Did he steal?
Oh,
no!
Stolen again!
Right in the face of Boyet.
Good news, bad news. He didn't die, but also he did get a buff.
Oh, Boyet. Difficult time. I mean, this is what we expected of this matchup. Already a fleeting time has been built for Oh My Venus, so even faster access to the Cult Altar for Blacklist International. All across the board. The shining hope for Nxpe Evos is that Doming is farmed up, but Boyd might get caught here.
That interaction once more. Wise coming in, forces it through. Shadow saving Boyet. That Dawning Light
blinds you and damage you and pushes you back to the base. Brusco, on the other hand, he needs a good access and angle, but he doesn't have the immortality yet. Could be shrink down on half HP, but if he makes it work with no hesitations, just like what he can do right now, that could work. And Black is on the almost 5.6k.
Conceal play. They're trying to find an angle. Ding with the final slash. Catch a face full of crossbows from Owl. And there's a flicker spent in by Goyong. A Dawning Light taking them down to about half health. There's a Numenon Blast stunning Wise, forcing out a Cult Altar from the Queen as they back out. That was a valiant effort, a good show of force.
Okay, trying to find new avenues to take it, but that was Wise only caught by the Numenon Blast. But the damage needs to count for. In those kinds of team-based opportunities, you need to go all in.
Now Nxpe Evos. Prime position here for Boyet, who finally gets his purple buff to steal the Lord. Can they go Blacklist with a massive lead?
They conceal from the back. They find an angle, and now it's pandemonium. Yue left to go ahead and get free hits, but all this while it was Owl. Target acquired. Brusco still alive. Then now Edward gets the grab right in their face. Yue, it's his turn to go down. Gonna catch a few beads. One more, and they're short. Oh, this time Boyet was working on the Lord. What? Ding gets a kill. Doming gets a kill. Oh my V gonna fall, get his immortality pop. Edward get 3 in the middle and get his immortality pop. It's his turn. Bruce is gonna take down the Queen. She falls as well. Oh my wamo. Shinderu. Boyet.
Wipeout. Secured. Passive for the Faramis. Fast respawn. Next play gets the Lord. The Hail Mary conceal play despite Blacklist in good position and with a 5k gold lead. Nxpe have found a way. They have found the way. Bad boy BUAT is now ranked first in total Lord kills with 41. And then Nxpe, can they actually do it? Can they actually win this?
Triple B, bad boy BUAT. Oh, four-man defense still.
This Evolved Lord gonna crash on through, taking down bottom lane inhibitor. Nxpe Evos, 4 members are here. 4 as well from Blacklist. Respect the damage that Nxpe Evos can output. There's a Dawning Light clearing the wave. This is a clear side. Nxpe Evos, get out of there. Dominic takes down Wise, forcing out a Cult Altar. Oh, the wave is clear. The Lord is taken down. Blacklist still breathing. Nxpe Evos respecting that fact. They get out of their base.
And just as that, the tables have turned to the Neon Tigers to strike back. 2K gold lead, and they pushed Blacklist in their own base and got nowhere to go, and minions pushing in all top 3 lanes.
They're still in control here. Can they? Will they?
Oh, they're down a man. The king not here, not present to defend. Oh, and that's just a lot of damage staying in. The Numenor Blast catches the ball down, goes Owl, and the base is up next. Nxpe Evos close out their season with a victory.
Evolution is a mystery. Line in the sand, draw.